So I bought this car back in April 14th, 2024 last year. And since then, it has been kind of smooth-ish sailing when I bought this car. So essentially, when I bought this car, it had a blown gearbox. It had the water charge cooler was no good. The alternator was no good. Just other little miscellaneous stuff that effectively was just broken on this car. When I went to buy this car, this guy had about probably 12, 15 cars in his little warehouse thing, and there was all serious motors. He had a couple RX-7s in, he had a Lancer Integrale thingy, couple Mustang Elenas, a couple Clio V6s as well. Essentially, this guy's collection was it was a nice collection. This car came over into the country in 2022, I believe. It was registered to him from Cyprus, but because it was registered to a business, it doesn't actually count as an owner on the logbook. So essentially and effectively, I am the first owner of this car in the UK. So it's a one owner car, which is great. It's got just over 62,000 miles on the clock. It's doing in kilometers at the minute, meaning it's on 102,000 kilometers. What is nothing for a car that is 30 years old this year. I don't know when it moved to Cyprus, because obviously it did start its life in Japan, like most Japanese import cars do, and came over into the Cyprus at some point, and then late 22 it came over into England. What also means, because it was in Cyprus as well, there's no rust on the end, on the bottom of it. It's all nice and dry and still black. What's very rare for a car like this to not have any rust. Bearing in mind there was only 2,500 ST205s made in 95, and I don't think there's many left on the UK roads. But that was 2,500 worldwide, so Japan, Europe, America and England obviously. And we've had the luxury of owning two of them. One is scrap, and then obviously one is this one that you're seeing right now. Now, I'm going to get this straight for you lot. If you are planning on buying an ST205 GT-4 and you think it's going to be a breeze and a walk in the park, being easy to work on, get that out of your head. This car is a nightmare to work on, to be honest. We've done everything to it, even such as doing the rear brakes. A nightmare, because the rear pads had welded themselves to the discs, so we actually had to get rear disc and pads for it. What again in itself is a challenge, because no one does them, and they're really expensive for brake discs and pads. Got onboard shoes on the back, meaning the handbrake sits on the rear brakes essentially. They're nightmares to do. They am off. Anyone that's done rear shoes before knows they're not fun. But essentially we've just kind of kept up on maintenance on the car, servicing it, oil and oil filter. The air filter has got HKS induction kit that it did have on from the previous owner. It has a HKS super sequential blow-off valve as well. That sounds beautiful. It has HKS exhaust system as well. Everything really on this car is HKS. It's got a HKS turbo timer even. However, it does have a Gredi Profect B boost controller. It's a manual boost controller. They're very, very good. Anyone that knows something about them, you'd understand that they are pretty solid boost controllers. But if you're going to sit there right now and wonder why you should get an ST205 GT-4 or an ST185 or a 165 or any GT-4 for that matter, the simple fact is, with these cars and the JDM markets, it's no new news to people that the JDM cars are just rocketing in price. Some slower than others, but some I'm going stupidly crazy. So the longer you wait, the more you're going to have to pay and save up for a car. Not letting you realise as well that parts are also getting significantly harder to find for them, and you've got to get in the bandwagon now while you can, because soon it is going to generally be too late. Because at the end of the day, the GT4s and the MR2 turbos, most of the time just second cars, you know, they're not people's daily cars. So spending £20,000 on a GT4 that's clean, low miles and whatever, is a lot of money for it's a lot of money to anybody really, even if you am like a 40-year-old man and you've been working all your life and saving. It's still a lot of money, especially for a car that isn't going to be daily driven and enjoyed in the week, and you am going to put away in the winter as well. It's a lot of money, and the prices are only going up. Now, given you can get into a GT4, I'd say for probably £8,000. That's for a high mileage, bit tatty paintwork, might need some bits and bobs doing to it. But anybody knows the 3S GT engine that is actually sat in the front of this car right now, they're bomb-proof. They're designed by Yamaha in Japan, and it's using this and the MR2 turbo. And I do think there's something else that uses the 3S GT engine, but I'm not 100% sure what that is. I'll tell you a little bit about the 3S GT. It's a non-interference engine, what means that if your cam belt snaps, your pistons aren't going to hit the valves. So that's one good thing. Now, the 3S GT engines are really hard to work on, but given that they're easier to work on the Celicas than the MR2s are stupidly hard to work on. Whoever follows the channels knows that I do have both, and I'd rather work on this all day than the MR2, believe me. The MR2 makes you go potty. I hope you lot can hear the sounds of this car. That's beautiful. I wasn't giving it, oh, you naughty boy, you naughty boy, pulling out on me. I wasn't even giving it full throttle then either. That's incredible. I love this car. I do love this car. Well, just buy a GT4, or the 3S GT engine as a whole is an amazing engine. It's quite capable of decent power. I think they start to give out about 370 to 400 brake. The bottom end starts to go on them, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Some of them 3S GTE lovers, well, I am one, but the people that research them all day, every day will understand what they am actually capable of. They're still very capable. You've got to understand, like, social media has made people's perspective of 400 brake seem slow. 400 brake is very fast, and especially in an old Japanese car as well, it is stupid fast as well. Then reliable engines, and they can take a pounding as well. Obviously, if you give it death everywhere from cold, it is going to start to give up. So don't do that. It's currently 38 degrees in the car, and I'm recording with my windows up and no aircon on, just so the noise is the best it could be. And you also have the sound of that amazing vacuum turbo as well right in front of you. It is beautiful, man. I love this car to pieces. The other thing about the ST205 especially as well is all the kids that you see will think it's a Supra, and they shout Supra, Supra, and I'm thinking, I wish it was kind of a Supra, because don't get me wrong, I'd love a Mark IV, but this is the second best thing to a Mark IV Supra. It looks like it, it's fast, it's all-wheel drive as well. That's the main thing about GT4s, the fact they're all-wheel drive, meaning the four-wheel drive is constant. It's not like the Range Rovers and the Golf R's where it's only four-wheel drive when the car needs to. I've had to kind of cut this video up as well, because pretty much is I've bought a new camera now. I'm using a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, so you might see some difference within the quality of the videos and the lighting and what, etc. Take it from my perspective, this is the 3S GTE engine in a million pieces currently at the minute. The same, well, not the exact same, but a very similar 3S GTE that sits in front of that. Bits, I'm getting extremely hard to get for it now, believe me, because I've got a box over there full of genuine bits, ready to go on this one, ready to go in my MR2 turbo. So please take it from me that these, you need to get one kind of now. And it also helps that we also have a Rev 1 turbo here that kind of shares the same engine as the ST205 GT-FOUR. Now, these cars, I'm just getting progressively rarer and rarer by the day. as I said, being only 2,500 kind of made in the first place. The only thing actually aftermarket on the outside is the spoiler. Well, annoyingly, I want the original spoiler, but it's ridiculously expensive and rare to get. For the price of most four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive old Japanese cars now, i.e. the Scooby and the Evos. Scoobies you can still pick up fairly cheap, in my opinion. Yes, they're more rough. Yes, they've got bottom end failure. Yes, whatever, welding. Evos, for a nice Evo 9, 8, 7 or an Evo 6 even, you're looking at some serious money for them. GT4, my opinion, better than a Scooby. I've never driven or been in a Evo, so I can't put my opinion on them. The 4G63 engine, whatever you call it. But just get a GT4. Trust me, them cooler, them rarer. I've seen less GT4s than I've saw Evos and Scoobies. Now let's talk about safety of the GT4. Airbags? No. I don't believe it's actually got airbags. It's got no ABS, no traction control. It's got no centre airbag. It's got no dashboard airbags, I believe, or pillar airbags. So if you crash, I'm kind of a little bit, you know, stumped. As you can see, my clocks, I'm still in kilometres as well. 102,000 kilometres. What isn't a lot at all, really, for the age of the car at 30 years old. One good safety feature is it has got 4 pot calipers on the front and twin pot calipers on the rear. So it's got about 8, 10, it's got 12 pots all round pretty much, whereas a normal car only has 4, like this Golf GTI here. But the MR2s do have 2 pots at the front and then singular at the back. So these it's a good thing. Bigger brakes, bigger stopping power. The car does stop as well. I have had to slam my brakes on a couple of times because people can't drive in England, and I've always felt safe when hitting them. Obviously you can go with bigger brakes, but I don't actually see the point. My Scirocco, I put the Golf R S3 brakes on the front because the front brakes were pathetic and they was worth it, but on this, no. And in terms of safety features, I actually think the car stopped third, to be honest. No ABS, no traction, no airbags, but it's got big brakes and it's got aircon. The aircon in this car is ice cold, man. It's great for weather like this. At the minute it's 27 degrees. I'm in a hoodie because I'm at work and I'm in a white top underneath. Don't want to get dirty, but the aircon in this is amazing, believe me. The gas itself is R134 gas, I believe, in the old ones. It's hard to come by now. It's hard to come by, but plenty of places still do regas them, so always keep that in mind. Some people do take the aircon out of them for weight saving or the radiators or whatever. So some of them have been took out, but this one luckily has been kept in, so I'm grateful for that. But with the limited production of cars, you know, people, when cars are being made now, there's no soul with them. They're just another car, in my opinion. There's nothing ever fancy and cool about a Vauxhall Mokka or a Ford Fiesta. You know, they're never going to go up in price. I'm always going to depreciate. However, old Japanese cars like this, I'm always going to go in price, generally because there was none of them. Your MX-5 isn't really ever going to go up in price because there were so many of them. But the same with the Evos and the Scoobies now, the Silvias, the MR2s, the Supras, the Skylines, proper Japanese cars. Wear them turboed, them unique with the all-wheel drive system. They've got, you know, top spec, whatever, and they do look as cool as this. They're always going to go up in price. You're never going to lose money on them at all, unless you wrap it around a tree or you leave it outside for 10 years in England weather and you get to it and you prod it and your finger goes through the sill. But yeah, I've had this car for over a year now and it's been driven a fair amount. Some hard, some light, you know, all weathers as well. Driving it in the rain and the snow sketchy. It's on snow tyres. It's really sketchy. I've never got around to putting some decent tyres on it, but I always kind of wanted to change the wheels of the car because it's still just so original. If you want to get into the GT4 game, you probably still can for sub 10 grand. It might not be an amazing example, but it's still a GT4. You're not going to lose money on it. If you want to make serious power out of them, you can fairly easily. Boost controller, turbo injectors, all straight power as well, and great. They're so much better. But again, if you think you're going to buy one and it's going to be a piece of cake to work on, you're so wrong, because they're hard cars to work on as a whole. Bit some expensive for them, and you've got to remember these cars are old now. Some of them haven't been looked after all their lives, and the bolts are more rusty. You're going to have some trouble with them, believe me. So they're not a walk in the park. Even if it was a pristine one to work on them, they're still pretty hard cars to work on, to be honest. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, then also please hit the like and subscribe. In my opinion, my GT4 is one of the best cars I've owned, to be honest. It is one of the most fun cars I've owned. I've owned a fair share now. I've owned the 350s, I've owned MR2 turbos. GT4, in all fairness, is actually my favourite. I prefer it over my Scirocco, actually, to tell the truth. It's such an amazing car. It's so cool, it's unique. Everybody looks at you. I'm not really one for people staring at me when driving. I don't like it, actually. It puts you under pressure. But the attention this car gets is amazing, actually. Because even when people don't know what it is, they still stare at it because it's such a cool car. It's one of them, you know. It's not like them staring at it like, why someone's Ford B-Max got a Monster Energy livery kit all over it. No, it's just such a cool car. Anyway, if you all did enjoy, as I said, please hit the like, subscribe, also hit the bell. This car has not been on the channel for the best part of over a year now. To be honest, I have just kind of been enjoying it, but I will try and get it more on the channel now. There's nothing to do to it because we fixed it and it just hasn't broke since. I'll catch you all on the next one.